Okay. Let's post on the socials. Go. Do the 3-minute ad before people get in. And wait. Mm, mm, mm. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hmm. Okay, they didn't reply yet. There we go. Let's see now. Just a few minutes away. And we can get started. Not minutes, seconds. I meant seconds. Mm, mm, mm. 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone! Welcome to the stream. How are you all doing today? Today. I need to do something that I have been installing for a little bit, but it's something that needs to be done. It is time. It's that time of the year. I should have a new load screen. Yes, should make a new load screen. And I was thinking what I should do. I could go for the isometric, or I could use these sprites here to do something in the style. Would be cool too. But ultimately, I like the isometric more. Because with the isometric, I get to... Do I like the isometric better though? You know what? I think I wanna use this. Because I've been working on them for a long time now. And they don't particularly have a purpose. But I wanna use them. So today, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make a ninjaling in this position using these. Yeah. Ninjaling in this style. Should be cute. Should be cute. So let's get this one as ref. And let me see. Ninjaling ref I have right here. Let me grab it. Hey Mamachi, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Let's see here. This is you guys. This is the Ninjalings. Now, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. Gonna make a tiny version of you. Even tinier. You're already tiny. And now we're gonna try to respect these proportions. So this is gonna be fun. Let me try to use the head first. The head proportions here, more or less. Yeah, thank you for the pet, Arxia. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? And we can go here. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you today? Now, we can go ahead and we got the bases of the head more or less. I could increase the size a little bit to make it cuter. That is absolutely something we can do. Make the head just a little bit cheapier. Like this. And make the eyes a little bit more far apart too. Yep, that sounds about right. This seems about right. Now, you're doing quite good. Oh, that's good to hear. Glad you're doing good. Yes, yes. Did the little ears. Hold on. I think I want then here. No. It is. Is that a costume? What is a costume? What do you mean? This is a costume. Or do you mean if I have other models? Oh, for this character? No, actually, I'm gonna make a third sprite. It's gonna be about half height. It's gonna be the Ninjaling. Yeah. I'm just taking the proportions of the head to make sure it is consistent with the style. Yeah. But the Ninjaling is quite short. Yeah, this is just, how do you say? An onion skin overlay, so I can make sure to keep the proportions in check. But now, we make the little ninja outfit here. How are you doing today, Arxia? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Oh yeah, I already asked that, and you're doing quite good. That's good, that's good. Here we go. So yeah, I am doing the Ninjalings because I'm gonna put you guys on the intro screen too. It's always fun, especially if I make you guys popping up everywhere. It's just cuter. It's just the cutest thing ever. Still don't have quite a clear view of what I'm going to do, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. I like making a lot of assets before getting started. You need to add Mama Kiba too? Yeah, that's why I'm doing this style, because Mama Kiba is here. Oop. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking maybe I could like add an onsen too. I was thinking like outside the dojo, right? Have like a cute garden. And stuff happening. A little bit of the dojo. May I ask what are these for? These are more all-purpose sprites. Like, if I really wanted to, I can make a game with them. But right now, I want to use these for making an intro screen animation for the stream. I want to make a new one. Okay, let's make Ninjaling's a little bit more pig-headed. Yes. Yeah, so we're making an intro screen animation. Usually I like to make my animations, since they're pixel art, I like to make them a little bit like they are mock-ups from games. It's kind of my thing, kind of what I do. Yes. Today we aren't working on any commission stuff, so I figured I could indulge myself in a little personal project. Because I'll probably have more commission work this week. I had a lot of commission work last week, actually. Got me completely off guard. But it's good. It's good work. It's good. I like working. I like pixel art a lot. Can I make a wolf with this size? Let's see. Okay. Let's go. Oh yeah, chat today, something very interesting happened. I decided that I need to visit a nutritionist. Yeah, that's what I call it. Yeah, nutritionist. Also, why did it work better over here? Oh. And the nutritionist sent me Momochi actually got in contact with the nutritionist for me. This looks like a wolf. I guess we're gonna have to go with the semblance of a wolf here. Yeah, let's go. This is fine. And Momochi, the nutritionist required me to fill out like a sort of a survey thing. It was meant for them to know their client better beforehand, from what I understood. So I started filling it out, and it was like mostly standard stuff. Right. So it was like, okay, age, height, that kind of stuff. I'm like, sure. Then all of a sudden, it got the question started getting, I don't know. You know the kind of questions you get at a job interview? Like those like personality quizzes stuff, like what is your most proud achievement, or describe yourself in a few words, stuff like that, right? And I was like, what the frick is going on here? So anyways, turns out that I finished filling out the form, and after I was done, turns out that was the wrong nutritionist, because mine was meant to be for like a doctor follow up thing because of the surgery I had earlier this year. And that one was apparently more of a motivational one for people who want to like lose weight or or becoming athletes or stuff like that. And it took me over half an hour to fill the whole form, and now I have to fill an entirely new one. Blah. Blah. I hate it. I hate it. I can't. Some of those questions I just can't. I start to get snidey. There were questions like, yeah, what you consider is your greatest achievement was actually on the question list. Like, I don't know if you guys ever shared this experience, but never in my life had I had a peaceful, friendly conversation that had that as a question. You know what I mean? Usually, in my personal experience, whenever someone asked me something like that, it was to like measure dick sizes, you know? It's never been like a question where you just answer and the person goes like, nice. It's usually a question of the type, oh, this is your greatest achievement. Well, my greatest achievement is yada, 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 yada. You know the kind of stuff? Oh, you're proud of that? It always, to me, whenever someone asked me something like this in my life, it always been like a little bit of a mined field of sorts. And never really about me, but about they always found a way to make it about them. So I have a hard time taking questions like this seriously. Even when it's probably harmless and okay to ask them. Because I could figure out what the person who wrote these actually wanted. Huh, I never was asked something like that. I know, it's not very common, is it? Hello, Biscuit Skill. It's never like a very common thing, right? Just get randomly asked, what is your greatest achievement? That's like... You do get asked these kind of things in like job interviews. I remember I went to apply for like an English teacher position once. Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And the person who was interviewing me asked me what animal better represented me. And like, dude, I'm a ninja wolf on the internet. Of course, it's an eagle. Of course, it's an eagle. I didn't get the position. I didn't get the job. Okay, so at the time, I wasn't a wolf boy, a wolf person on the internet. But I did answer eagle, and I had like made up a complete bullshit reason. Like, I don't know, I think something about soaring high in the sky because I wanted to soar high or something. I like made up an inspirational bullshit quote kind of answer. But like, I guess the guy knew I couldn't really take his questions seriously because I was probably snickering the whole time. I do not have the best poker. I can have a good poker expression, but there are things that if they get to me, it becomes really, really obvious in my face. Like when I am annoyed, for instance. It is very apparent when I am annoyed. So I guess I couldn't hide it very well, and the person felt a little bit slighted. But yeah, it was a weird question. It was a weird question. It's like, what is my it wasn't like my favorite animal. It's like, what is the animal that the best defines me? You know what I wanted to answer from that, actually? This is one that would be like what I should have answered. I probably wouldn't get the job each way, but I could have like answered. I should have been like extremely mystic about it. Be like, the animal that best fits me is a vulture, because the vulture fills a very specific role in the food chain, where he does the most important job of recycling the dead animals while filling his own unique niche. He is capable of not only surviving but excelling at the thing that no one else wants to do, because that's the kind of person I am. I'm the person who gets the job done, no matter how unpleasant it may be. Or something like that, like just be completely absolute smartass about it. Absolute smartass about it. I wonder if I could like bullshit this answer so hard where like I can answer anything and convince the person that answer was like the most impressive thing they ever heard. That would be really fun, but I don't think I have the brain power to do that. Don't really think I have the brain power to do that. Not in the heat of the moment anyways. But yeah, it was so weird. But the worst part of it all was the time. It was close to lunch, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna finish this first, and then I'm gonna eat. And then it's like, oh, actually, sorry, you're gonna have to do it again. Like, okay, do it later though. Need to eat now. Need to eat, please. Oh my god, this little cutie patooey. Look at how cute this little cutie patooey is. And I make it slightly rounder. Maybe if I do this. Is it actually just gonna make cheeks a little bit thicker here. Oh, it looks cute. It looks cute. Yeah, man, job interviews are... Ugh. I only have horror stories about job interviews that I tried. There was one where the job interview turned out to be an MLM, you know, pyramid scheme. Yeah, the company was actually a pyramid scheme. Not even joking. Each. Have you ever been in that awkward situation where you think you're going to something half respectable and it turns out to be a MLM scheme thing? I did. Freaking awkward. What's nice about it, the kind of like, oh, this is all very interesting. Yeah, sure. I'll call you again. Just give me your email. Yeah, sure. Never heard from again. On the bright side, I never worked for an MLM, so that is something. I think, yeah, this site's pretty nice. Now you make the body. I think I can probably make the body even smaller. Maybe half a head proportion. It's stocky, so the shoulder is gonna be more or less starting here. And like this. And goes over here. Yeah. Like this. So, chat, what is your greatest accomplishment? That's not a good conversation starter, right? It does sound like you're trying to measure penis sizes. The poop I did this morning. That's an amazing answer, Mamachi. That's an amazing answer. And you know what? Sometimes that happens. That happens to be the case sometimes. Especially if you're really constipated, right? Man. What the hell? I really don't know how to answer something like that. It's like, do you want me to brag it to you or something? I don't know how to answer that. I really don't. Here we go. Oh. I think I overdid it a little bit on the chubby. Lower it a little bit here. Like this. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think we're doing well. What did I answer? Hold up. I think I remember. I did answer something. I had to be a smartass. So I answered, oh, there's just so many. I couldn't even pick. I think that's what I answered. Uh, too hard, too hard. But yeah, here we go. We are making it happen. There we go. Oh yeah, hold up. I think I have an idea what my greatest accomplishment is. Finding a stable relationship by playing a mobile, not a mobile, an MMO. There you go. There you go. Greatest accomplishment ever. Should have answered that. God damn it. God damn it. Would have made absolutely no sense in the context of being something for a nutritionist to read, but it would have been amazing. Would have been an amazing answer. Completely unhelpful, mind you, but... Trying to figure out if there is a way to make this that it looks cuter or not. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. There we go. I think the proportions are all right. Let's see if we can make this more expressive. Let's see if we can make the little guy more expressive. Try moving the hands around a little bit. Feels like an excess pixel we can remove. There we go. Ah, looks happy. Nice, nice, nice. Please. Man, I did some extra work over the weekend. And I took the day off yesterday. I took the time to catch up on this one anime I'm watching. And oh boy. Oh boy. It's kind of funny. It's a revenge story. And the intro of the anime kind of pretty much... I mean, it's a revenge story. It's the point of the revenge story is that the protagonist takes revenge on the people who slighted him. But it's still kind of weird that the intro shows the protagonist killing every one of his revenge targets one by one. And it's kind of like, will the protagonist succeed? Well, the intro says yes, so I guess he does. I know that technically it's not much of a spoiler, but it could be. I don't know. It's like if the movie Kill Bill started with the protagonist killing Bill, you know? Wait, does that actually happen? Does the movie Kill Bill starts with the protagonist killing Bill? Does it actually start like that? I don't quite remember. I remember very little about the movie. It didn't, right? It would have been weird if it started with Bill being killed. And then it's like, this is the story of how I killed Bill. Ubel Blatt? The name of the anime sounds like Ubergyat, but I'm pretty sure that's not the name. Ubel Blatt? Yeah, I think it's Ubel Blatt. The name of the anime. It's on Amazon Prime right now. It's been coming out very, very slowly. It's been coming out one episode per week. Yep. Protagonist is so edgy, he got knives coming out of his hair. You read that a long time ago? It looks like an older manga. There has been like this interesting influx of anime based on older mangas that has been coming out. The weirdest one that came out that I noticed was Bastard, which is like such an old manga. It's from the 70s. And they decided to make an adaptation for it now, which is really weird. If you longtime viewers will know that I have ranted madly about that anime in the past. Mostly because I couldn't believe. And secondly, because when I was way, way younger, I read that manga when I think I was a teen, because it got published where I live. If you watch the intro, it's the same protagonist, by the way. Which one? From Nobel Blatt? Or from Bastard? It's kind of interesting. There's a whole thing where the protagonist turned it into an elf, question mark. It's very... I've been mostly watching it to try to understand how the hell that happened. Hey Lunatic, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Look. I'm making tiny fun-sized ninjalings. Oh, Mirror Dungeon. I see. Ah, Obelblatt. Yeah. Like he was like a swordsman and then he turns into an elf. After being killed. I'm more interested in his past than his actual journey, to be honest. That's where the interesting part is to me, I think. Although they reveal how it happened. Good. I actually I've actually seen animes where the protagonist had a mysterious past and the past is actually never properly revealed. Mostly because those were like those early 2000 animes where the goal of the anime isn't to tell a full story but to get you to hype it to buy the manga. And those can be pretty frustrating, especially if the protagonist has like a really cool thing going on. Which one was it? I think there was like an OVA. Was a really old manga. It wasn't even a manga, it was actually a book. Not entirely sure if it counted as a visual novel. Vampire Hunter D. And yeah, the whole purpose of that is like read the book. Go read the book. Aw, so cute. Okay. Let's see, what animations do we got? We got Kiba standing and running. We got idle for Kiba. We got running for Kiba. I got a jumping animation for Kiba, even with a flip that ends into a drop kick. That's pretty cool. With Obelblatt, they will be showing off what happened before. Ah, I see. Like I said, that is good. It would be very feel bad if they didn't. See here. How do I do the jumpies here? This one, I did a jump from the running. I want to do a jump from idle or a jump from with her. Let me see. And start here. Frame. Go like this. Would be really fun to see. It'd really be fun to see. It's been an enjoyable ride, if a little bit on. Not gonna say not corny. But it is very edgy things kind of situation. Revenge anime is pointless if the author doesn't reveal the main character's past. It is true, it is true. It's like, okay, but why though? Why though? Because like, okay, they revealed enough already where it is like, and hammer it down very, very thoroughly why he wants revenge. The why he wants revenge is already very established, which is the basic, but they still haven't revealed the how he got the means for revenge. Which is, why is he a pale elf that has magical moonlight powers? And apparently can turn into some sort of hedgehog-like being. Has like a weird monster form with knife tentacles and such. And just in the last episode, he used more of his powers than he should, and turned it into a little boy. Turned into a little boy too. So there is a lot going on there. There's a lot going on there. Supporting cast could be a bit better too, but what you gonna do? There's a girl that literally doesn't have a name because the protagonist calls her by something random, and no one bothers to learn her name. That was a choice they made. That was definitely a choice. But yeah. Ultimately, though, most revenge anime are about how revenge is kind of pointless. Unless it's like a power fantasy revenge anime, in which case revenge is like the best thing ever you can do. And those bullies at high school will never bother me again, because I sure show it then by putting them in my masterpiece. Have you guys watched a show called Failure Frame? That one's a weird one. That one is a doozy. It's a very interesting premise, but the execution was somewhat left to be desired. The execution really leaves something to be desired. Like the protagonist, one of the main gripes I have with that series is that the protagonist is supposed to be like this Kira level code calculating mastermind. But the power that they give him is negative status, which have 100% chance of hitting. And all he has to do to hit the spell is to put his hand forward. I didn't yet. Maybe next year? I'm too busy for this whole year. Oh, I see. Hey, Sharky! Will the power go out at work today? Ask again later. I can only watch so much. It's fair. Honestly, prioritize watching better anime. Prioritize watching better anime. It's not exactly very good. I think did Mother's Basement do a roast of that one? I think he did. Good morning, Kiba. It's really windy here. I see. Okay, honestly, if you were asking that question and you worked in my neighborhood, I would probably say yes. I would probably say yes, because over here, there are days that just being windy is enough for the power to break. I do think they fixed it though, thankfully. Okay, but are you free around the 7th of March? Let me see. When is the 7th of March? 7th of March is on a Friday. So usually Momochi strings on Friday. So it needs to not be around the time that Momochi is streaming for me to be free. Usually later from her stream. I could make some time. I think it should be fine. Why? What are we doing? Here. This. Oh, it's my birthday and we'd like to do a 24 thing and wanted you to come by to play some Yu-Gi-Oh at some point. Sure. It is. We'll have to check the time zones and everything to make sure everything's okay, but I'd like to. I like to do that. Sure. I'll make sure I have some decks ready. Please do. No problem, I love that. There we go. For the hand. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, I have been playing a little bit. The new update introduced Lefinsmiths, which is like an engine of like 3 to 4 cards that you can literally put in everything. It's pretty uncanny. Since I happen to get all the cards on the packs, I just been trying to fuse them with everything and anything and see what I get out of it. Not actually using it in the actual good deck where it works, it's like a meta threat or something. Just put it in random stuff. that seemed to make a little bit of sense to have it. Like I was playing, which one was it? I was playing the Labyrinth archetype because they're all fiends. It makes sense to put the fiend smith there because it's technically fiend support, even though it's light fiend support. There's still enough synergy in it. And honestly, it's been really fun. It's been really fun. Although with that archetype, whenever it works, it's... The only Yu-Gi-Oh! I played was the Duel Links one. Ah, Duel Links. Yeah, I played that for a bit. I really like it when they released Rush Duels. But then, you know how... It's one of those games where if you're not constantly playing, you kind of get... if you're not constantly playing, you kind of can't catch up, you know? You have to muster the will to catch up with the game, and I don't have enough condiments. I don't have enough condiments for that. It's very time consuming. I don't really like too much when games do that. So I kind of ended up quitting, even though I was having fun with Rush Duels. The main issue with Rush Duels was that they were releasing a lot of cards and I wasn't being too lucky, so I couldn't build the decks that I really wanted to build, so it kind of got a little bit frustrating. Did you mean it's very time consuming? You know what, Momochi? That's good. Thank you. Thank you for that. That is amazing. Thank you. That was beautiful. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add that to the peon. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. The world thanks you for your joke. But yeah, it was too time consuming. Same thing with Marvel Snap. I played that for quite a bit. But that game has issues regarding release schedules, honestly. They release a lot of cards and at the same time not enough. And the accessibility to the cards is kind of weird. It is kind of weird. Essentially what would happen to me is I might get hyped over a card or a specific playstyle. I don't know how the heck I was getting opponents with OP deck. I was like, come on, I don't even play that good. You know what the issue is with Duel Links? The issue with Duel Links is that there isn't too many of a newer player base in that game. And when you don't have too many new people playing, the level of the decks will be higher regardless of your ranking. Especially if it's at the start of a season. Maybe later in the season you get people with less OP decks. But yeah, it is definitely a thing that happens. It's definitely a thing that happens a lot. You're like, okay, let's go, my free-to-play deck. And the guy already has like the latest deck that's being released, the set, full, complete, mint, etc. First edition. They're like, oh, come on. I wanted to play, I don't know, Funny Cat archetype or something. But yeah, I know exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about, Arx, yeah. It is a pain. Like, every older card game has this, where usually the older it is, the player base has been more or less being established. And because usually, right, the free-to-play players are the ones who leave the game last. That is the thing. The free-to-play players leave the game last, leave the game first, and the pay-to-win are the ones who leave last because they have more sunk cost fallacy in the game. So that tends to cause that dissonance in the proportion of people playing OP decks just tends to rise over time. Usually the way that games will try to compensate for this is by giving like greater and greater rewards to starting players. You see this in gacha every so often where it's like there's a point, you see the gacha is like, our 10-year anniversary, 1,000 free pulls. You know that sort of stuff? That is basically the developers trying to find a way for you to catch up to the people who have been playing the game for 10 years. Not catch up fully, but catch up some. Although ideally, what they want you to do at the end of the day is to spend money in order to catch up. They do know that that's not gonna... People aren't just gonna magically start playing the game and being like, wow, this game is fun, but I am losing. I'm gonna spend all my credit card savings in order to catch up to this game, and it's gonna be completely worth it, even though I've been playing it for 5 minutes. I didn't like decks that stop me and my opponent from dealing damage to each other. I just leave when the game does not progress and I don't care about winning. It's just like, dude, defeat me already. Fair, 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 fair. That is fair. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very much a game about shutting down the opponent before killing them. I don't even know what the meta of Duel Links looks like anymore. I do know that they actually added Link monsters to Duel Links, which, honestly, should have seen that one coming, but... At the same time, the more cards that got released, the more Duel Links kind of became like modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but with a smaller board. And a slightly different list. Let's see, what else can I do here that's interesting? Oh, I know. Frame. Although, I'm gonna be real with you, I am the kind of person who does like to play with decks that are like slower paced or more control based. So you'd probably get annoyed playing me. You'd probably get annoyed playing me. Case in point, most of my Master Duel wins yesterday, I had like, I don't know, 6 win streak. They were all surrenders. They were all surrenders. Mostly because my deck is that kind of deck that drains you from resource but doesn't necessarily goes for the one turn kill afterwards. So you can choose to keep playing if you think you have a way out, but most of the time, if you don't, it's probably best to give up. I'm okay with control, at least something happens. Ah. I might have to help you... Have you help me beat a deck or fix up my Dino deck? Oh, Dino decks are complicated. Dino decks are complicated. Didn't you have a Shark deck? Or was that a thing that just never happened, Sharky? Did you know that they are still releasing Shark support to this day? One just came out in Japan. Old school dinos? I see, I see, I see. I think I'm gonna bring ninjas to play with you if that's the deck you have. I want to play. I've been wanting to play ninjas for a while, but the archetype hasn't really gotten much recently or at all. Don't let me pull my big and bad dino out of with their sister card. Ah, I see, I see. Still need to make it a shark deck. The shark deck is interesting because it's technically a shark and jellyfish deck. The main card is technically a jellyfish card, together with shark cards. It is a very unique card. It like splits into 2 other different cards, and then the 2 other different cards become 1 card again. It is very mechanically unique. And it's also not like... Momochi kinda has the short end of the stick with this one. Plant decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are absolute combo fast that takes 5,000 years to play, and you need a master degrees in Yu-Gi-Oh! PhD in order to be able to play them. Lands are weird like that. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bounce here. Come to think of it. I had a Silent Warrior Mage deck, a Dragon Warrior Fusion deck, and also combined a deck of 2 protagonists, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Kaiba. Nice! In Master Duel, they recently released support for Exodia. It's a brand new Exodia deck that has a Fusion Exodia that can attack for the exact amount of life you have. You can add the amount of life you have to the attack of the monster. It's very cool. You could play with like a test version of the deck on an event they were doing earlier, but the event is already out, unfortunately. Literally made to advertise that event was literally just to advertise the deck. Another funny thing, I don't know if you guys follow this, but Hololive, it has some of their talents playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel now because of I think I'm gonna say it's the birthday celebration. That 25-year birthday celebration has been going out for over a year now, but I think that's still the reason. And like, I need to catch up. They are still training how to play the game. I think some of them even got like coaches and everything. And like, there are some Hololive members that actually play the game, although they play in a more casual level, like Subaru. And I believe Pekora. Both of them actually play the game. Silent Warrior. Hold up. I think I just remembered, Arxia. Your Silent Warrior mage deck. It's like that level up warrior, the level up Silent Warrior that has that like new support. I think it was a new support where you could tribute any warrior to summon the Silent Warrior. That one was pretty cool. I think it had like a trial, right? Let me test this real quick. Perfect. Let's do this. Let's do the sprite looking up. This is how we do it. Put it like this. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! A few times on this channel, but unfortunately everyone who watches me doesn't really follow Yu-Gi-Oh! Too much. And I'm not that great at explaining the game, unfortunately, from what I noticed. Plus, Yu-Gi-Oh's been getting hard. Yeah, no. Yu-Gi-Oh's been getting really, really hard. How do I make the impression that character is looking up from this position? Oh, my Dragon Warrior Fusion deck was a bit funny. It had a chance to summon Blue Eyes from the start of my turns. Ah, I see. Did you have Kaiba Man? How long ago was it that you played the Duel Links? Hmm. Okay, so easier way to looking up is putting the highlight here, kind of looks like it. If you lower here. There, we're already halfway there with looking up. I believe... Putting it here. 2 years ago. Okay, so it wasn't that far off. Did you try Rush Duels? I think Rush Duels was already released back then. Rush Duels is like... Yu-Gi-Oh! More back to the basics, while also being somewhat modernized. I had a lot of fun playing it. It's kind of funny because a lot of the cards kind of are a little bit like parodies of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. There we go. Does look like she's looking up. Perfect. Perfect. Was released already back then. I see. So here we go. Yeah, I liked Rush Duel a lot. Unfortunately, like I said, I couldn't keep up with all the grinding events and stuff like that, so I ended up having to quit playing the game. Like, it's interesting. I feel like Master Duel is way more free player friendly. Or at least it was at the time that I started it, and I was able to get enough momentum for it to still be good for me. Because like I still haven't spent a dime on Master Duel, and I do have a lot of decks. I can even make top tier decks if I know how to spend my resources wisely. But that's also the thing. That's the trap that every free-to-play game has. You can technically not spend anything, but you gotta have like a spreadsheet. Know ahead which decks are gonna be good, which decks are gonna be meh, what is worth actually crafting, what isn't, etc, etc. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of in these things. But yeah, I liked Rush Duel. It was very funny. The fact that normal summon was technically was unrestricted was really funny. So the meta revolved around having enough monsters to tribute summon the more powerful ones. And doing that every turn, because every time you tribute summoned something, every turn you drill until you have 5 cards in hand. So the main goal of the game was to empty your hand as much as possible to keep the cards flowing, so you had a better chance of having resources to fight your opponent. It was very frenetic. And I have to say, in terms of card games, the one that's been garnering a lot of attention from me recently, at least card games for mobile, is Pokemon Pocket. Pokemon Pocket has been a lot of fun for me. It has a very interesting system of not punishing you for not playing. Just punish you for not logging daily, but yeah, like compromises, I suppose. It's still a mobile game. Mobile game's gonna do that, unfortunately. I use Dragon Egg card and that one trap card that is in the graveyard. I can resummon the Dragon Egg card so I can simultaneously revive Blue Eyes 3 times. Oh! Sturdy Blue Eyes, I see. You know what? I am actually gonna save this sprite of her looking up separately. Just like the sort of thing that will come up for other stuff as well. Guys, just a second. I need to take a quick bathroom break and I will be right back, okay? BRB. One, two, three, testing. Okay, we are back. Oof. Thank you, Lunatic. And I could be wrong. Apparently, Pokemon Pocket is already releasing a new expansion. Again, this Friday. I think Friday is Pokemon Day, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, we start from here. So we can... Hold up. I think my... Hey Tommy, welcome to the stream. Just one quick second. I think my doggo stepped outside my office and is trying to get back. Just a sec. Oh. Yep, that was it. She's a little rascal. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying your commission. Yes, yes. Actually, hold up. I did not play the mobile RPG Ragnarok and Eternal before, just because it was pay to win, and they released a version that only has in-game currency and no other microtransactions, unless it's in-game currency. So I played that version instead. There is a version that's just that? Wow! I'm groggy, still pretty early here, and yes, I am. Thank you again. Ah, I'm so glad to hear that. Rough starts in the morning. That's normal. That is normal. Interesting. I played the Ragnarok M a little bit, but I played the pay to win version, and I was so disheartened when I found out. Like, the cash items I wasn't okay with, but I knew that they were there. But what really disheartened me on that one was the skill tree. Because they made the skill tree that was... You could practically only access it using cash items. And it was the size of the freaking Path of Exile skill tree. Imagine a Path of Exile skill tree that you have to pay to use for each node. That was what the game was asking. It was like, oh god. No. No. Like Diablo Eternal, when it came out, it was like, oh my god, what is this horrible monetization system? Still got nothing on monetization for Korean games. It's still nothing compared to what Korean games do. You guys have no idea. Oh god, that actually reminds me. Here in Brazil, right? Ragnarok Online was huge. It was super huge. But not everyone wanted to play with the subscription model. So at one point they released a free server. And the monetization on the free server. Oh my god. Like, look at how much of a genius these people are for making the monetization. They took items that were important to classes that were considered OP in order for them to use their most powerful skills, remove them from the game, remove the ability to craft those items because those items were craftable, and sold them at the store instead. They also added pay-to-win god classes to the Eternal. Oh my god, what did they add? Did they add the GM class? Free server, exactly. They also took the rarest of drops, which were the cards that you usually needed in order to craft endgame gear. Hey Saya, welcome. Thank you for the sub 5 months. They took that out of the game and put it in the cash shop too. So stuff that was basically, if you played for free in the free-to-play server, you could barely scrape by. You wouldn't beat anyone in PvP. People wouldn't really want you in their guild to take down bosses because your DPS would suck, because your equipment would be subpar. I remember even refining equipment was made worse so that they could sell items that would prevent your equipment from breaking, because the equipment broke if you failed. So you couldn't even refine your equipment safely without cash items. Like, think of something extremely exploitative. Think of the most exploitative thing that you can put in a game. And I guarantee you that the Ragnarok Online free servers did that. I can absolutely guarantee you. Actually, that's kind of a good challenge. Come on, chat. Think of the worst thing that you can think of that you could do to monetize an MMO. Come on, think about it. Oh, I thought you were talking about Black Desert. Black Desert was Korean developers too, wasn't it? Black Desert was Korean developers, wasn't it? Because like these unfortunately their market, these statics are very commonplace, right? And I do play the Ragnarok M Classic. This is a Zenny-only server. The GM has banning the Shadow Trader descriptor. It just banned 1,000 accounts this month. Oh my god. Ah, good old botting. Here's a fun fact about Ragnarok Online. Did you know that the botting situation on the servers, the official servers of Ragnarok Online, was so bad in Korea, but so bad that botting actually became allowed? Because literally everyone did it. Everyone did it. People played that game as like a AFK idle game. They actually played that game as an AFK idle game. They would let the bot run in order for them to farm what they needed, and would only actually play during PvP events and PvE boss monster hunting events and stuff like that. The Blizzard style, where when you were required to attach a phone number to your account, but it couldn't be prepaid, so literally couldn't play the game if you were to port. You know, I say, you know why they couldn't do that? They couldn't do that because at the time, South Korea had this very strong net cafe culture. And it kind of makes sense. The whole thing with the botting kind of does make sense if you stop to think about it. Because the way people wanted to play games is they wanted a game they could play after work, not even in their houses. They would go from work to a net cafe, from work or school to a net cafe. They would log in their account there, and they would play for a few hours to like lighten up, and blow off some steam, and then they would go back home, rest up, and get ready for another day. Ragnarok Online is a grind fest of unproportional levels. Like, good God. Guys, take a wild guess how much it can take to reach max level by playing semi-healthy amounts of game time. Just max level. I'm not talking about like a full build or being able to clear every endgame content, just to reach max level. At the time of release, which was when there wasn't that much of a content, too much content even. If you answered... Nah, actually, I actually want to see if you guys can answer that. Can you guys guess? 400 hours. Hold on, let me calculate. 400 hours, huh? Let's see. My first character... 2 years, 3 months. Good guesses all around. Good guesses all around. So it could take between 6 months to a year in order to level up your first character. If you actually had the gear for it, it would take roughly around 3 months to level up to 99. This is the very interesting part about this is that if you were leveling up at first, for the first time, it would take you around 2-3 months-ish to reach like level 70. But the thing about that is, after you reach level 90, the XP amount that you gain per enemy defeated drops significantly. You could level up faster if you were part of a guild that had specialized leveling up parties. that goes to these really dangerous high maps. But if you're solo leveling, it could take around a year in order to level up your character. If you were just a solo leveler, like I was. So it was kind of insane. And you know what? Originally, there really wasn't much to do after you leveled up, which was kind of why the developers didn't really want you to level up easy. Screw that. I know. It was funny. Originally, when I started playing the game, that should have been my response to this too, but I stuck it out because of a little anime series called Dot Hack, which basically talked about how, which amongst the things that it talked about, it said that a lot of online games are meant to be grindy like that and stuff like that. So I was very much prepared for that to be like my fate into going into MMOs. Like, yeah, you grind mindlessly a lot, but it's fun because you meet people like that. And then you're gonna have a unique adventure based around that sort of stuff. You know that I got gaslit into playing Ragnarok Online. That is an awesome way to put it, Isaiah. I have to say. That is very accurate. Thank you. I played at a Philippine server. The server had XP and drop rate cut in half. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That is true. The free to play Ragnarok server had the XP cut in half too. Thank you for reminding me, Arcadia. And they sold items to increase the XP in the item shop too. So you had to pay cash to have the same rate of XP as the people who pay the subscription. And they added the cash shop to the subscription-based server. It was less egregious. We could still drop cards and still drop items and equipment normally, right? But also, they sold a lot of hats. And some of these hats really did make a big difference, like you could make builds around the hats. There was this little yellow chick hat that was, if I'm not mistaken, incredibly overpowered. Because it would give you the ability to use a passive skill called Double Attack, which was normally only available for daggers in the Thief class, with any class. And if the Thief class wore that hat, the level of the double attack that would be autocast with any weapon instead of daggers only, and at the level that you learned instead of the base level that the item allowed for, which was 1, I believe. Oh, let me stretch. So that allowed for a build that wasn't really that interesting at first, but then kind of became like one of the best things you could theoretically do. I don't know if that holds out, but it felt that way at the time because I quit shortly after. There was this update that rebalanced all the classes and all skills and introduced new classes, and it was catastrophic for the game. At least for me, it was very catastrophic. So yeah, so it was stuff like it was things like that I remember there was like this ninja, this cute hat that was like this ninja scroll that you could bite, that your character were biting while you were wearing. It was super cute. And also, it gave a plus 3% magic attack. And you're like, well, that's not a lot. And I agree. However, there was no other equipment in that slot that even came close to giving you that amount of increase in magical attack, which instantly made it the optimal equipment to wear in that slot, regardless of your if you used magical attack at all. That was the optimal equipment to wear in that slot at all times. So if you were min-maxing, you better bring out your credit card. Because it's at the cash shop for limited time only, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did limited time hats. They would like bring new hats, then take it some out, then bring new ones later. Oh, the Elon Musk way. Yep. I remember I was huffing on a lot of Copion at the time with that kind of stuff. And I remember being like, it's like not that bad because it's only... At the time, it was like 20 real for the hat, so it's like, it's only 20 real. Never mind that I'm already paying monthly for this game. But it's not that much. I can afford to buy these hats whenever weekly when they come out. And like, yeah, 20 real was like, I think, $5? But Jesus Christ, does that add up? Does that add up? And like, I'm almost sure that they kept the free servers as a way to like terrify the subscription-based server, the subscription-based players into not complaining about stuff, because in the subscription-based, in the free server, the cash shop items could cost so much. Like, not the exact same item, because that wouldn't make sense. That would probably bring about some weird rules. Would bring about the interest of the law, right? But what they did... You could spend up to hundreds of real to buy the refinement items and the cards to put on the weapons and all the... What else did they got there? Oh yeah, the consumables too. Was just a lot. I had some extra money back then to buy the old card album since it was not expensive. So I got 2 important cards, Ghost card and Neville card. It was a gamble. At least it cost me $4 worth of prepaid, and it was bought to a friend of mine that had a lot of money. So I got about $300 per card. Oh, yeah. That is kind of the thing. A lot of people would actually pay money for the items too. So you can technically add gambling to the list, but good on you, good on you. Yeah, that's right, that was the item that did that. True. Man, fun times. Fun times. Yeah, but like, honestly, Ragnarok is a very old game. They monetized it without really knowing what they could get away with it. They were really trying to get away with everything. It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny to see how game monetization has evolved. The loot boxes were there all along, actually. There was an item that was straight up a loot box that you could drop from normal monsters, and that one was also sold at the cash shop later. So technically loot boxes were there. I may be taking risk, but it's the risk I know I can get over with. That is fair. That is fair. And Ghost Ring was pretty good. That was the one where you became Ghost Element, right? Makes you take like half damage from physical, but you take double damage from Ghost Element. Talking about Blizzard again, did you hear they're adding loot box packs to the games? I did. They're adding loot box pack to Overwatch. Wasn't that outlawed, or am I crazy? How are they straight up getting? Are they getting around it, or was it like not? It was just that there was a lot of pushback from the community, and now everyone's kind of like, meh, okay, bring a loot box back. Because I know League of Legends add loot boxes to their games now. Which I'm impressed. Not in a good way, but I'm impressed. Eesh. And I hear there was even like a recent weird discussion. Apparently, they decided that they weren't making enough money because there were free loot boxes in League of Legends. So they took out the free loot boxes from League of Legends. Sounds like League of Legends is going through a very, very odd moment. Back in my day, they're cutting free stuff from... Oh no. Oh no. I don't think that's a good business. You know, I'm gonna say something that might be a little bit controversial. I don't think that's a good business choice. I'll be real though, when was the last time I played League? Last time I played League was a really, really long time ago. I have been clear from League of Legends for like over 5 years. There's basically nothing free anymore. Oh no. Wait, not even characters? You can still grind to unlock characters, right? You can still grind to unlock new characters, right? At least? There's no point to actually play League anymore, Lamau. Everything just gives Battle Pass XP, and the Battle Pass gives basically nothing. Oh no. I mean, you can still play the game to have fun. But it's League of Legends, so you're not gonna. Oops. Exactly. You know what? I love that no matter how much things change, shitting on League of Legends is still like the most. It's still like the best. The best part of playing League of Legends is shitting on League of Legends. That is absolutely the most fun you're gonna have in the game. It now takes 82 hours to unlock a single new champ. Are you kidding me? Is that real, Lunatic? Oh my god, that is so bad. Holy crap. Really? No free champion. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that is not good. If those numbers are accurate, that is not good. At all. Is it that long, really? Does it take that much? You get nothing from leveling up apart from a new profile border or something. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't keep playing. How the hell did they make it worse than SW Battlefront when it came out? Oh yeah! Pride and accomplishment, the meme. Oh no. Man, they spend all that money in fucking Arcane to make it like this amazing masterpiece that will get people interested in our League of Legends IP. And then the people who actually are trying to get started playing the game are gonna get slapped in the face and be like, give us tons of money, Watts, or no jinx for you. Really? This is where we are? Is this really where we are? I don't know what to feel about Riot Games because they did not take care of my account. They deleted my account. I didn't even commit anything against US. I wasn't even banned. My account was from the Garena server. 50% of US players had accounts deleted and never recovered because the Riot support just told us to make new accounts. Oh god. To be fair, if low players have to suffer for me to get another Sin of Arcane, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. That is not good. Those are not good news for me because I heard that Riot is actually planning to make an MMO, right? And I was like, that could be interesting. But if it's gonna be a free-to-play MMO with that kind of policy, oh no. You can get all the champs unlocked if you use an Xbox Game Pass, so that is something. Wait. Hold up. So it's impossible to unlock the... What? I am so confused. Did they make the champions impossible to get so you could get so you would be forced to get an Xbox Battle Pass? Game Pass. That is so weird. They don't know what to do to monetize their game further, it seems. Oh boy. That is not very good. Ooh, that is not very good. See, this is why I like indie games and old games. Old games are already done, so they don't have to come up with new ways to monetize them. And indie games are indie. Oof. Tell that to RuneScape. To be fair. Yeah, no, really. Okay. So let's put it offline in the games. I actually know a little bit about RuneScape. I know a little bit about RuneScape. Never played it, but I do know a little bit about RuneScape. All these shenanigans came after Riot publicly said, "We don't make any money off the champion purpose." Off of champion purposes. What? What do you mean? What does that mean? Ah, purchases. Okay. So they wanted to make money out of champion purchases. Have you tried making a good game? League of Legends is an interesting case. People love to hate and love to play the game at the same time. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Honestly, the people who are trying to prove that game addiction exists, they really need to look into LoL. I got baited by Get Jinxed, but left after a few hours, and I've come back, and I'm so glad. I do believe I am burnt out on League of Legends, where even if I try to play, I wouldn't be able to. It's kind of like MMOs. I'm completely burnt out in MMOs in general because of Ragnarok Online. Hey Neverholic, welcome to the stream. I'm glad I didn't keep playing League. Yeah. Oh god, what are they doing over there? It's so sad to hear that too, because like Legends of Runeterra was kind of fun card game, but it was very, very merciful when it came to monetization, to the point where people say that it failed because it was too merciful when it came to monetization. What? Oh my god, Kaishan! Unique Ninjaling. Okay. Let me take note. I never really liked the game that much and only played with friends Champion Yumi. Ah, I see. Okay, so Kaishan. Alright, so you have my Discord. You're gonna want a Space Marine Ninjaling. Okay. Marine. Ah, and thank you for the follow, Neverholic. Thank you. Hope you have been well so far.
Ninjalings.
I have. Or the Emperor. Actually, I forgot to talk about it. Hold up. Let's see. Kaishan, Space Marine. So, Space Marines are the blue ones, right? They are the Smurfs, or was that the Ultramarines? Which one of the Space Marines? That's Ultramarines? Okay. If you can send me refs after, will help a lot. It will help a lot. Ultramarines are a type of Space Marine. That is true. There are many. Send it on your Discord. It's Storm Reaper's chapter. Okay. I'm still thinking if I want to play League since they deleted my main account without breaking the dirty OS. Oh, honestly, Arxia, I would say no. You know what? Take that as a sign. Take that as a sign. My policy is if a game doesn't want me to play it, I stop playing it. That is a shame, though. That is a shame. Oh, look at that movement. Nice, nice, nice. Now we're gonna change here the arms a little bit. But that is interesting. Also, I forgot that I was going to say something that I forgot to say. So yesterday, for those of you who have been keeping up, I had some surgery done, right, the beginning of the year. And I had a consultation 1 week after with the doctor who did the surgery with me. And he said for me to come back after a month. And that month was that time was yesterday, actually. So I went yesterday to the doctor. And he said everything is fine. He said everything is fine now. Thankfully, I was worried because there was this like little bump that would show up sometimes if I did a more strenuous activity. But he explained that that was like it's like a net that they put in you to meld the muscles. And it was normal and I don't have to worry about it. And funnily enough, after I went there, it didn't swallow up again and it feels very normal now too. So I am feeling a lot better and a lot less stressed too. Which is good because I can help around the house again a little bit more. Don't have to take everything to Momochi. One of my friends is using a newer account and is hell attempting to unlock any champs. That is terrible. You could play Dota or something against. Yay! My 11 custom rune page. Oh no! Oof. I remember those. Rune pages? I remember those. I remember I fiddled around with them so much, even though technically speaking, they give you like a 10% advantage in damage total at best. I remember the main maxing increment wasn't really that incredible. But because of how tight laning phase was in League of Legends, it felt like it was light years of difference from having that properly optimized and sub-optimized. Yeah, I remember that. Do 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 do. Ding, 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 ding. Man, I am actually shocked that League of Legends got to this point. Like, I thought the main reason to hate on League of Legends was because of the excessive toxicity of the community and whatnot, but now there's actually more legitimate issues happening. That is shocking, Goo. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Guys, you know what's a good anime that came out this season? Zenshu. Watch that if you have the time. That is a good one. Very fun. Super well animated. Technically an isekai, but one of the good ones. It's about a girl who is an animator. She's like a hotshot animator, and she is trying to work really hard on her first featured animated movie. You lost me on Isekai. Okay. But it's by Studio Trigger. It's by Studio Trigger. Gurren Lagann, folks. Oh, wait, that one. Yeah, so the story follows an animator director who is working on her first movie, first actual animated movie. She worked on a series before. And she's like this super talented, everyone has high hopes for her. But she has a few flaws, her main one being that she isn't really good at talking to people. And she has that annoying tendency of wanting to do everything by themselves, even though it's a team effort, right? I feel evil for trying to make enemies get mad, so I can get the advantage of making them do what I wanted. Like what, in card games? Depending on how you do it, it can be a little bit scummy, yes. But then, one tragic day, she eats a clam chowder bento or something like that. It had oysters in it, and it was contaminated. So she starts having like a allergic reaction. And she wakes up in the world of her favorite animated movie when she was growing up. It was that animated movie was both a childhood trauma and the reason why she became an animator. Because she loved that movie so much, but the movie had a terrible tragic ending. And she wakes up in that world and see her favorite characters live, asking her where did she come from or what she's doing. And in that world, she discovers that she has a very interesting power. She has the power to draw things to life. But it's a power that has a very limited use, and the things that she's basically a summoner. She can draw things, summon them, they come to life and they do what she needs them to do, and then they explode in paper. And they always look like sketches too, which is pretty funny. The way her power works is she literally draws and animates everything that the summons will do. but the time that she takes to do it is compressed. It's called Zenshu. There you go. The time that she uses to work gets compressed. So after she's like done in 5 minutes, but after the summon is done, she gets hit by the her body gets hit by the tiredness of working non-stop for the exact amount of hours that it would take her in real life to do that. So it's usually one of those, she has like the most powerful skill in the story, but she faints right after using it. She's kind of like a Megumin. Which is always a good way if you want to make a character like really OP, but you don't want the character to overshadow every single other character in the story. Do that. Do that. Because that means the character is gonna naturally create moments where the character becomes vulnerable and has to rely on their friends to help. Or sometimes their friends just aren't with them and they're in an actual dire situation and can get captured or killed or at least close to that. It's very good for drama and tension. And the anime is good, so they actually know how to use that, which is yay. And it's also very cute because she technically found her husbando. She was obsessed with the main character growing up. But the main character like really dislikes her because she acts like really weird around him. And in general. It's just good. Trust me. Check it out. It's good. You're gonna have to trust me on this one. If you like animes that take the isekai formula, flip it on its head, and actually do something interesting with it, this is one of them. There aren't that many with that many. Most of them are usually comedy or parody, but this one is playing a story straight and doing a good job at it. Another anime that does that well is called The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic, which has absolutely nothing to do with redo of a healer, thank God. That is amazing. But the second season is compromised because the main voice actor of a critical character died and she was awesome at the job and I cry so much. Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic is so good, it's so good. It's like an isekai, but a proper shonen at the same time. And it's super good, it's super good. You have a protagonist that's summoned by accident into an isekai world with his classmates, and the classmates aren't jerks about it. They're helpful and nice people, extremely nice people. And even though he doesn't have the hero power, he has a different power. He has healing powers, which is a little bit rare, but not too extremely rare. It's rare enough that he can be considered a good asset to help everyone in the kingdom, but not rare enough that he is super special, mega awesome. Will I be a pretty ninjaling? Yes, I will ensure it, Kaishan, don't worry. Ow. Neat Ninja Anime, I'm living with Attack on Ichigo no Ichi. I wanna watch that one when it comes out. It looks very weird. Wait, was that one also extremely itchy? Oh well, I'm gonna watch it anyways, and then I'm gonna have a laugh. Hmm. Hmm. Ergo Proxy, yes. Witch Hunter Robin, no. Have you guys ever seen Witch Hunter Robin? This is one of those animes that, like, I don't think anyone knows about. It's one of those. It's an older one. You can tell because of the weight of the name. There was, much like how today we have the trope that every anime name out there that's based on a visual novel has to have a name that is extremely long and convoluted for no reason, right? Back in the day being the 2000s, we had every anime, every more generic anime, having names that were like a combination of like the main character's name and like I don't know, a profession. Witch Hunter Egghead, yes. So like Witch Hunter Robin, Sorcerer Stabber Orphan, that's another good one that followed the trope. Electric Samurai Akiko. Oh no, wait, that one I made up. Hmm. But that kind of stuff, basically. It was how they did it at the time, the exact same thing that the visual novels do today, which is like try to convey as much of the story as possible, as quickly as possible. So you would know what the story is about. Oh, what's the story about? Ah, it's about a guy who stabs sorcerers. And what is that story about? Oh, that one. It's about a girl named Robin, and she hunts witches that are technically more like mutants from X-Men. Kiba, have you watched Ragnarok the animation? So Arxia, in my Discord server, we have thrown a watch party and watched the whole thing that was available on Crunchyroll. And made several memes about it. So yes, I have. Yes, I have. I love the mirror that says you are great at the end of the show. That is amazing. They really appreciated that we took the time to watch the whole thing. It kind of reminded me of, I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but like really, really old Nintendo games had, like, because it was the early days of gaming, people didn't really know what to put at the end of their game when the game was completed, right? So sometimes people would literally put random compliments for you to, for the fact that you actually beat the game. That reminds me of that. Like there is a game, the Ghostbusters game, the original Ghostbusters game, the very first Ghostbusters game. If you beat the game will not say nice balls, Isaiah, but close enough. The game says that you are... how did the game say it? It was like, you are a credit to the school system of the US. I'm talking about the Ragnarok Online animation, not the Gods vs. Human. Are you talking about the one that starts with "You are the star, na 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 na? Because that's the one we watched. Hold up. Where is it? There we go. Fuck it, I'm playing it. The one with this opening? Really? Too quiet. There you go. Can you hear now? So yeah. I don't even know which version this is. Anyways. Let me know if sound is too high, by the way. Sounds too high or too low. Is the music good? Little loudish, that's fair. How about now? Why are we in a cyberpunk bar now? Because this is actually a Danganronpa song. Danganronpa songs are a little bit cyberpunkish, come to think of it. That is interesting. So yes, we did watch it. We did watch it. That was an anime of all time. That is certainly an anime of all time. You watched the JPEG version? I see. But yes, we did. But god, there were some really jank moments in the version we watched. They actually forgot to subtitle an entire episode. The Crunchyroll version, there's an entire episode where the subtitles are just lost. It's lost media now. And it was a very important exposition episode, so we lost like the whole story of the witch from Komodo. But it just shows how many people are still watching that. Usually anime tie-ins with games aren't that great, right? Some of them can be alright, but they aren't like classics. Probably the best, come to think of it, I think the best anime tie-in with a game that I saw was... oh god, I can't remember the name now. It was one of the games from the Shadowverse folk. It was like a... a really cute gacha game. I think Princess Connect was the name. Has this really cute blonde princess that is very chipper and always hungry. Wait, Princess Connect is another thing? It was a game. I'm not sure if the servers closed. I'm glad people still remember Shadowverse. Yeah, but it's hard to... like, did you see what they did? That is to show, Lunatic, how strong the character design was. Okay, Isaiah. I hope you're ready. Here's what they did to the game. They decided to do a continuation of Shadowverse, a Shadowverse 2, if you will. A Shadowverse where you could not only play Shadowverse with people, but also soccer and mahjong. However, this very, very ambitious project was cut short by the fact that it wasn't ready. So they announced that the first game was going to be shut down and the second game was going to be released. The time to release the Shadowverse 2 came out, it wasn't ready. They kept Shadowverse open, but they're not updating the game. Instead, what they're doing is they are rotating through old formats. So they are reselling old boosters. And if you're a long-time player who happens to have all the cards, you just play with whatever the hell the format currently is, while they are buying time to complete Shadowverse 2. And you wanna know what's the most interesting part? The most interesting part of all this is that the IP isn't having that much of an issue, at least in Japan, because they partnered up with Bushiroad, a physical card game called Shadowverse Evolve, and it's been pulling out enough numbers that they are fine. Basically, Shadowverse became a physical card game, and there is no sign that the actual card game is gonna be finished at any time soon. Hey, nice. Talking about forgotten card games? DES Legends. Okay, I actually have no idea what that one is. Elaborate, please. I'm gonna need something of a refresher. What's TES Legends? What does TES stand for? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I remember that one. It had like a bunch of lanes in it. By the way, why is that a thing? A lot of game developers keep putting lanes in their card games. They're practically obsessed with them, with different degrees of success, mind you. Yeah, it was so unique and it actually worked. Until it didn't. Ah. You know what? A lot of card games do that. They work until they don't. I heard recently about an old card game that had like its moment in the sun, then exploded into a million pieces, called Force of Will, which apparently had magically struck gold by accident on release because it had like the best meta any card game ever had. But then the developers didn't actually knew what they did for the game to be good. And then they started releasing crap expansion after crap expansion until the game went out. So they shut the game and now it's only alive on Chinese servers. Oh no. Oh no. That is sad. I like card games. I like when card games succeed and do well. It is a little bit annoying that there isn't a lot of variety when it comes to card games if you stop to think about it. It's like either you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, or Pokemon. Nowadays you got One Piece, but that's about it. And Digimon. There's Digimon too. Like, they don't really speak to me. Yeah, no, they don't really speak to me. It's been a while since I followed One Piece closely, so it's kind of hard for me to connect with any deck that I might play. I remember when Gwent was fun and alive. God damn it, Gwent was cool. I like it, Gwent. I like it, Gwent a lot, actually. It was a very unique playstyle, especially for the time. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the only card game I really got into. That is fair, that is fair. That's kind of the thing about card games. That's kind of the problem with card games, you know? Card games demand a lot of investment from players. It's hard for you to play multiple card games without like being Mr. Moneybanks or, you know, not sucking. You can play a lot of card games at once, but by not being good at any of them, and by being good, I mean spending a lot of money. And it's even gotten to a point where some tribalism starts happening every so often, where people will go, my card game's better than your card game. You should quit your card game to play my card game. I got into MTG, it was fun, but it was expensive to maintain, so I told my deck that every card game is like that, it's true. I honestly only went when I was in beta, when it was so broken and used such big numbers. Ah, I see. I kinda had fun. I had fun up to the release of the Syndicate. I thought the Syndicate cards were kinda derpy, but that kinda made it fun. They were kinda overly broken. But like in a fun way to me, at least. But that was mostly because when Syndicate came out, I was like, I'm gonna be a Syndicate man. And then I uncrafted all my cards for the other factions. And like the overpoweredness did not disappoint. And Magic the Gathering, I played a lot of card games actually. Hold up, how many card games did I play? Let's see. I played a good chunk of Yu-Gi-Oh. My first card game was Pokemon. Then I played a good chunk of. I played Magic the Gathering, but all the Magic the Gathering players at my card shop were jerks, so I ended up stopped playing mostly because of that. Then I played a good amount of... let's see, what did I play? Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! For a long time, obviously. Then from Yu-Gi-Oh! What did I also play? I think I played that Dragon Ball one that had a sword as a power counter. It came with a plastic sword as a power counter. That was loopy. That was very loopy. Still have a whole box of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards. That was a card game? Oh no, that sounds cool. Or maybe it wasn't. That's interesting. I guess it was only popular in Russia. Oh my god. That is interesting. That is interesting, because I have never heard anyone mention it. I don't think it ever came to Brazil. There was this one weird card game that I played for a little bit, and by played for a little bit I mean I bought 2 trial decks and played it with like another friend who never heard of it, and I taught him to play for like 5 minutes, and we played a little bit and we're like, wow, this card game is really weird, and they were like, yeah, and then we never played again. It was called, I think it was called Mage Nation. It was a card game where you had these summoner characters, and they would like accumulate mana each turn. Then you would transfer the mana counters to the creatures you summoned. And if you reached 0 mana counters, you would lose the game. So each time you summoned a creature, you technically took damage, but you also regenerated life each turn. And it was about trying to get over the summons to attack the summoner directly. Rise Up Mage Nation. I think that was it. It was a very complicated card game. I also remember the Dragon Ball card game that had the Power Scouter with a plastic sword. That one, the rules like barely made sense, because it was all about matching power levels and playing skill cards that added special effects to stuff, right? It was kind of interesting, but the win conditions made the game extremely long. Like, It was an actual honest-to-God card game where your life was the remainder of your deck. Milling out the opponent was the main win condition. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand how long the game drags out because of this? Do you understand that the maximum amount of cards you could play in your deck was variable? I think it was like somewhere between 60 and 80. Oh, hey guy, thank you for the sub. How are you doing today? Thank you for the support. You know, Isaiah, that is true, but here's the thing. If every deck is a mill deck, then no deck is a mill deck. And the other win condition was Exodia. Because the game had the Dragon Balls, and if you gathered all Dragon Balls, you won. The game had Dragon Balls. It was actually like... The game was so complicated. The game was so complicated. Like, the way that the game flow would go is like... You have Dragon Balls, you didn't get all 7s with the trial deck, but you had Dragon Balls in your deck, and they all had special effects when you play them. And they would stay in the Dragon Ball zone, but there were special attacks that allowed you to steal the Dragon Balls from your opponent. So, whenever you played your own Dragon Balls, you were technically at risk that your opponent had a deck specialized in stealing them. Imagine playing a game where Exodia is a mainstay in everyone's deck and you can steal pieces from your opponent. You could actually steal someone's balls, exactly. You would be playing the game and you would yell at your opponent, "Don't touch my balls, bro!" And if you gathered all 7, you instantly won the game, just like Exodia. So the game was a mess. It was a glorious mess. I actually wanted to try to learn how to play it, even though I didn't have the cards. And there was a Game Boy Advance, I believe, electronic version, right? There was an electronic version for the Game Boy Advance that was kind of like a Tag Force for the card game, but it was made by, I believe, Infogrames, and it was so poorly made. So poorly made. It was extremely laggy. Looks like Kai wants some punishment. Where is Kai? Come here. Are you ready for your punishment, Kai? You're gonna go into the stratosphere. Boom! Also get pinned. There you go. I saw Narix up there. Nice. Oh god. Exodia is not the only card that allows you to instant win duels in Yu-Gi-Oh! I have it. You know, Kai, I used to have a deck that played... God. Can we talk about, like, the most toxic deck that I ever played in Yu-Gi-Oh! Made an example of them, damn. A friend of mine introduced me to a card game that kinda played very similar to Slay the Spire, but it had 3 creatures per player. I said to him that I don't have money to waste on it, so he gave me an account and never used it. So many people... I know many people hate NFTs, solid card game. Ah, I see. The problem with NFT games is that essentially it's based on a scam. And one that costs... unfortunately costs a lot environmentally. But I'm not gonna be the one who is gonna convince you otherwise if you're having fun with the game. Just be careful out there. Be careful out there, okay? The problem with NFT games is that they exist. The problem with NFT games is that they can accomplish the same thing without being NFT games. There literally is no reason. They have no rhyme or reason for existing. But yeah. Anyways. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the digital version of the Dragon Ball card game was impossible to play. It was so laggy. And so it was kind of a shame, really. I kind of wanted to play the game. Grabbing someone's balls? Exactly. Yeah, so that was the thing. That was a win condition. The game would end if you grab it someone's ball or grab it too many balls. Someone's balls too many times. Dokkan? Let me see how we're doing here. There we go. Ah, I see. Anyways. But yeah, the Dragon Ball game was kind of a mess. I remember it was really funny though, because I had a friend that a few years later, like the card game, I think 1 year later after I played it with a friend, he came out with a brand new deck that he had bought, which was from like a newer series. And the power levels in the card were completely different because, like, I had first season Goku, and first season Goku had like a power level of 1,000, and he could get to like 10,000 power level because of with like his evolved card or whatever. But at the same time, he had a skill called Kaioken, which allowed him to deal damage piercing defense. Kiba, have you seen the number I see in Romanonia? No. I forgot the name of the game. I remember a VTuber who liked Frieza, his actual job was to advertise the Dragon Ball card game. Oh no. I think I know which one. It was like the latest one that was released. That one did not stand the test of time. That card game. I remember that one existing and not doing that well. At one point it was hyped to be a competitor to Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and etc., but it faded rather abruptly. Because it's always that thing. It's always the games are always trying to dethrone the big three. And so far as I know, I think One Piece is kinda doing it, but at the same time, I don't know if that's actually the case. Anyways, number I see 1,000 Numeronius special summon specific way against 100,000 attack during your opponent's turn and makes your opponent has to attack a Fable. This card does not battle, you automatically win. I think I know. It's like a super hard to summon card, if I'm not mistaken. from the Zio anime that got a physical version. I think it's actually from the Naked Alien deck, Astro. When he fights Yuya or some, I believe. Yeah. Speaking of cards with loopy effects, did you all know that Magic the Gathering is gonna have a Final Fantasy set that is gonna be tournament legal? And actually standard legal, which is like the main way the game is played. They put a card, they put a Cactuar card in the set that can can attack for 10,000 attack. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh numbers in Magic the Gathering, where the attack numbers are usually like 3, 2, 4. I have the card, got lucky when I pulled it from random pack with the gold border. Nice! That is pretty good, Kai. That is pretty good. Oh yeah. Wow, I'm sorry that my stories are all over the place, guys. Like I was talking about finishing up the Dragon Ball thing, right? What was really funny about the game is that my friend came with a brand new deck from the Dragon Ball that like had numerically his character was better than mine in every single way, and according to the rules even, because of the difference in power level, it was so great, but so great, that the amount of cards that I could mill from his deck by attacking was like the minimal amount. So it's like I could only deal 1 damage to him no matter what I did because his power level was amazing. But according to the rules, they couldn't like one-shot me. It just counted as the max damage that could be taken in the game, which I think was like 5 or 6 cards per hit. So, but we were playing, and my Goku had a special ability that allowed him to cause the opponent to discard 3 cards, completely ignoring his power level. It was the Kaioken, basically, that did that. So I actually won that fight. I mean, it's less about how much it's worth financially and how much it's worth for you if you're not gonna sell it, right? Plus, let me tell you, there is nothing fickler than a secondary market of card games. One day a card is worth nothing, and the next day it becomes the most expensive card ever. I had like 5 playsets of a card called Vanity Emptiness, which no one cared about. It was a common. Hey Mia, welcome to the stream! And then one day, people realized that it was an amazingly powerful floodgate. So much so that it's banned nowadays. How are you doing? And then, I was able to sell those commons that I had stored in my cardboard box for like $20 a pop. $30 even. All of a sudden, those commons that I had stored in my box were worth a lot. And I took the chance because from what I read online, it was a matter of time until it got banned. So I sold them, and a few months after, they were banned. They were banned. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing good today, Mia. Ultraman, Ultraman 7. How I am? I'm doing good, I'm doing good. Just chilling out, making my little personal project here a bit. That might be a new intro screen or might not, we'll see. I just updated the president. 6-6 Lamau, your point got proven, Kiba. Exactly, exactly. You really just don't know. You really just don't know. Like, you could be chilling there with the card that feels like it's unplayable for whatever reason. And then they just decide, you know what? Let's support that old card. For funsies, let's make that old card become playable without this amazing new support. And then it's worth something. Because ultimately, anything can be playable if the card developer says it's playable. The people who make the cards are the ones who control the card game. And if they want something to be playable, they can make something be playable. If they want something to be unplayable, they'll make it unplayable. It's just how it is. Let's see, and finally, the other card game that I played a lot of was Cardfight Vanguard. I played a lot of Cardfight Vanguard, non-competitively, but I actually had been blessed with a card shop that actually had Cardfight Vanguard locals in freaking Brazil. I'm trying to learn how to build a deck in Master Duel just for funsies. Ah, I see. Apparently, the new way to build a deck in Master Duel is to put Fiendsmith in everything. It's kind of like Todd Howard always says, it just works. It just works. That's where it actually worked for me so far. Evil Twin. It works in Evil Twins. It works in Labyrinth. It works in Yubel. I only watched the anime of Vanguard Cardfight and do not play it. It wasn't even available locally. Ah, yeah, I understand the pain. It was actually really hard to find a community to play the card game. And once that community was gone, there was no turning back. I couldn't find a good way to play anymore. Like, the closest place where I could play the card game was like in a shop that was over 2 hours away from home. It wasn't even a shop, it was a Burger King. Like, this online store would host tournaments on a Burger King that was 2 hours away drive from home. And because it was so far away from home, I couldn't actually stay in the town long enough to actually play the tournaments. So I ended up buying a bunch of cards, making decks, and not actually playing with anyone but Momochi. Was a very frustrating time. Nowadays, I don't even know if you can actually play Vanguard in Brazil anymore. I don't even know if there are people still selling the cards. I remember using a metal phone holster to hold my MTG deck. Nice. You know what I used to hold my decks? There was this... the metal phone is probably better, by the way. But a long time ago, I got for my birthday this Game Boy Color accessory kit, right? That came with all sorts of fun knickknacks to make the experience of playing in a Game Boy Color less horrible. So it had like this... It had like this little lamp that you could put it where you put the trade cable. So it would light up the screen so you could actually see something. There was the stereo surround system that supposedly made it so you could hear the game better. It didn't. And it also came with this really awesome portable Game Boy Color holder that was the perfect size to fit Yu-Gi-Oh cards in it. So I used those to carry my deck around. And it strapped it on my belt too, so it was actually very, very convenient like that. So if I ever get challenged to a duel, I could pull it out like I was pulling out a gun out of a holster. And of course that never happens because I would actually have to step outside with the silly thing, but anyways. Over here, besides getting actual handheld, we did have handheld emulators that was as big as the PSP. Oh. Ah, those things. I see. I know what you're talking about. They're kind of like the Soulja Boy. Remember the Soulja Boy? That was a thing. Yeah, like the bootleg consoles. I know of those. I know of them. Most of them don't work very well, gotta say. A lot of them are rip-offs, actually. They lag a lot, unfortunately. It's a thing you should be careful if you see one online for sale. Should be wary of that. I wonder what will happen the day Konami has the great idea to create working dual discs. Well, if they're anything like those toy ones, a lot of cards will get damaged. Have you seen the toy ones? Nah, they move it to VR already. That is true, that is true. I mean, they could go AR. Heading out to sleep now. See ya. See ya, Lunatic. Have a good one. Have a nice Nini. Konami and great idea can't be in the same sentence anymore. Ah, pain. To be fair, Kai, not everyone can play card games, also. They haven't been very accessible as a hobby for a while now. Like, I stopped playing most card games because at one point it literally becomes like, do I buy games to stream Or do I buy a single card? And I say games plural. I really snap it out of it when it comes to card games. When we reached a threshold here, because I've always been more of a budget player, essentially. I didn't really care about playing the most competitive decks that were out there. Mostly because of the price. It kind of felt dirty to pay that much to play a game and be like, aha, I beat you with this really expensive deck. Because you can always blame the price of the deck, especially when you're playing against people who aren't willing to spend as much money as you. So I've always been more of a budget player, and I did find a lot of joy, and I admit it's very childish, to beating decks that were more expensive than mine with like the most budget version deck of a deck possible. Like for instance, there was an archetype called Deskbots, which was comprised entirely of the main deck common cards that were slowly released over a long period of time. And I just love them because they were like these cheap little guys who, if you brought them all together, became like really beefy hitters. You could hit for up to 10,000 damage. There was one card that like joined the attack of all of them together, multiplied it several times over, and they all became monsters. And there was this one card that if it attacked, it made it so the opponent couldn't activate anything in response to the attack. So if you managed to get to the battle phase with that thing, it was basically a one punch man, one hit KO situation. And to me, that just sparked a lot of joy. It was the most straightforward, fun deck that I ever played. Gotta get lunch, but it was good to hang out. Take care. Alright, Tommy, have a good one. I was thinking of making my own game someday, if I happen to find time. It's fun, it's fun. Just don't expect too much out of your first game. Because you should do things for fun, and you should do things to learn. Your first game can't be your magnum opus. This is where most people trip up when they are thinking about becoming game developers or something like that. Because it's a lot of work, so it's natural to think like, okay, since this is gonna be a lot of work, it better be worth my time. The second you're thinking like this, you're probably not gonna finish the project. No, you should grind daily and go in depth, like Stardew Valley that. Look, I'm pretty sure that usually the people who find success with their first games did stuff that are games that they never release it to the public. There's always a training arc behind successes. Not my first game, really. I've been trying to make different minigames. That is good, that is good. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Just a second, my dog is knocking at the door. They went out. BRB. This will be just a sec. Where is it? There we go. Okay. I am back. Ha. Hold up. Let me try something. Hiya. Huh. I did not spin the way I thought I was gonna spin. Anyways. Stretch. Thank you, Isaiah. Hydrate. Oh, I actually ran out of water. Oh no, there's still one here. Ah, there you go. Thank you. Let me see here. Can I make, if I make a good landing pose? Nice. Just need some adjustment here. I think this one fits well enough. I don't need to do a new one. Go here. Nice. Very good, very good. I really don't understand the point of scripting a game that already has autoplay mode. Scripting? Not entirely sure I know. What you're talking about there. Ragnarok Mobile? Ah, is it because of the homunculus? I remember the homunculus were like, they were kind of like a bot. They were kind of like legal bots, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's because of them. I also remember that their AI was actually terrible. And the developers put it as an open script because they couldn't be bothered. So they were like, okay, you wanted this system to work, you do it. And people did it. I remember the AI was called Lua. The AI that was spread around for people to use. Man, Ragnarok Online is a game. Jesus Christ. Ragnarok Online was truly a game of all time. My god. Man, and I used to play Saint class, which should shock no one. Since technically Ninja wasn't a real class, it was like a distraction class, so to speak. God. It was funny when they released the third evolution of Anime's the freaking Catting Girl. Third evolution of everything was funny. Holy, since when does Kiba have this humongous Badoka don't? Hey Iceco, welcome to the stream. It's my sexy no jutsu. How are you doing? People seem to really like them. I have a surprising amount of positive feedback with them. Bursting right now? I see. And I'm not even a man. But are you my Goshujin-sama? I have a maid outfit too. I even have a Gyaru mode. This one is divisive. Some people love it, some people absolutely hate it. But I can take selfies in this. How are you doing, Kiba? And how is our Mochi? I've been doing good. I actually been doing a lot better now. I did some surgery early this year. But recovery has been great, actually. Recovery has been great. Oh, Isaiah wants to be punished. Very well. Very well. I don't know why you guys like this, but anyways, let's go. Hold up. Sorry, Isaiah, let me get you. You wanna be punished, huh? You wanna be punished, huh? Very well. 3, 2, 1. Lift off! I think I threw Isaiah too high. Oh, there it is. And get pinned. You gotta innovate with the readings after a while, you know? Every time I get back here, there's new features. You gotta try to innovate. I'm afraid of heights. It's okay, it's not gonna last long. I remember now, I watched an anime called Kiba. It was a fantasy anime where some people can summon guardians and use balls to cast magic. Was it done by the same author of Inuyasha? Because I think I've seen that manga. I think I've seen that as a manga. I believe I've seen the manga for that. I actually wanted to buy the manga, but it was very expensive because they only had like the whole thing. I was kind of like, I want to buy it, but it is a big commitment because I'm gonna have to buy the whole thing. And the main reason why I wanted to buy it was because it was called Kiba, and I was like, what's the anime that has my name look like? What does it look like? So I ended up not buying it, unfortunately. Oh yeah. Hold up. I did an oopsie. This is actually kind of a big whoopsie when it comes to animating walking. You're not supposed to ever do what I just did here. And what I did wrong here was I put the foot forward, the same foot forward as the arm. You're not supposed to do that. Because people don't walk like that usually. Usually the more naturally fluid way to walk is to alternate between the arms and legs. Right? There you go, Isaiah, you're back. I remember now. I already read that one. Okay. So, this is what it looks like when the hand goes from here to here. The foot needs to be here. And this one can go forward. This is actually a common mistake. It's very easy to make. Like I slip it up, I kind of slip it up for a second there and made it too. Very easy to correct though. Very easy to correct. So that. And then and put the hands here. Man, I love pixeling so much. And it's so funny that the main reason I started for such a dumb reason. I started doing pixel art for such a dumb reason. And I am so glad I did. You know the reason why I started doing pixel art? You wanna know? The reason I started doing pixel art was because I wanted to make my own alerts. To draw Booba, EB. What? What is? That's acrylic, right? I don't know how to actually say the name. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I don't know the actual name of these. Cyrillic? Was it Cyrillic? Did you learn that from Oryx? I will neither confirm nor deny that. Cyrillic, yeah. But yeah. The only reason I do pixel art was because I wanted to do my own animations, and I think it was Project Melody. She had an alert that is, I think it was her running, and I think Iron Mouse had one too. And I remembered that when I was little, I liked to play around and edit sprites. So I was like, maybe if I focus a lot, I'll be able to make something that doesn't look too ghastly, that I can use as my own customizable alerts instead of just using anime GIFs like everyone else. I wanted to have something. Acrylic is like paint or plastic. Oh yeah, I know. I mispronounced it, so to speak. I mispronounced it. But yeah, that's the main reason why I do pixel art. And then I actually really enjoy doing it. And I got a lot of support from people around me to keep doing it. And I was like, oh cool, this is nice, because I saw a lot of people around me, they all had like these cool things that they did outside of just playing video games, and I wanted to have my own thing too. Because I didn't know if playing video games would be enough, so to speak, right? And that's how the pixel art string started. And now I have a lot of fun with them. And I even take commissions and I make some money off it. Heck, I probably make more money out of pixel art than I do out of actually streaming. Probably no. I definitely do that, actually. That is not a probable thing. That is an actual thing. But I also love streaming, and streaming gives me... even gives me the chance to, like, advertise that I do pixel art, you know? Kibo won't abandon us to draw Pixel Booba full time, won't he? No, I won't. And if I ever do, you can follow me on my Patreon. Patreon. But no, I have no plans to abandon you to drop Pixel Booba full time. If I have to drop Pixel Booba full time, I will at least stream on Pixarto or one of those platforms that allow for less savory pixel art. Not less savory. I don't know how to say it. Oh, NSFW. NSFW. There you go. If for whatever reason that becomes a thing. Fansly Kibas 3. You know, Isaiah, you have actually not been the first person to suggest that, nor were they being ironic when they said it, weirdly enough. Well, duh, have you seen your model? Hey, what about my model? 8 more and keep up makeup. Hey. For 100 subs, though. Oh god. You should see the newer model. You say, have you seen the new model, the one that I'm still cooking? Hold up. I have a new pixel model in the works. It's pretty much done. I just need to see if there are any other like toggles that I want to add. Here we go. Look at this pretty. Look at this beauty. Design improvement. Hey! Who are the two people? Booba is in Booba jail. True, but also... that doesn't mean it's not a toggle. Hold up. That doesn't mean it's not a toggle. It can be toggled on and off, and this part too. It's just that it's in a different area. I can also cross my arms like this. Of course, it's kind of hard with the like this. Good job, though. Reminds me of Skull for some reason. Skull? The one with the little... Ta-da! Got the fan sign. I got hands on hip. These are for the sitting pose because I think... The little Skelly boy? Really? Huh. That's interesting. No, cancel. Oof. Okay, that I need to save. Hold up. I need to save. There we go. That's a cute little animation. Ah, he's in a hurry. Look how hurry he is. I can make him more bouncy if I want to, actually. And like this. Let's see if this works. Although the head might look like jelly, in which case it might look creepy. But let's try it. You know what? Can't figure out if something works or not. It's a little bit too jerky. Yeah, that's a little bit not good. Nah. Nah. If I was doing more frames with the walk, this could work, this kind of deformation. Yeah, it's too jelly, it's too jelly. It is too jelly. Okay. Oh my god. Look at the time. Guys, I am sorry to say, but it's time to end the stream. Does it remind me of Crosscode? Crosscode is a game I have to play. Crosscode is a game I have to play. It's that one with the, like, the hackers kind of thing. Still need to play that. I think I have it on my Steam, actually. However, it's time to end the stream. Unfortunately. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you all have a wonderful day or night, and we are gonna find someone to raid. Yes. Who shall we raid today? I don't know. We are gonna find out. Who are we raiding? Real question is, who is on that I know? Shall I try to raid someone new who is also doing pixel art, or shall I raid someone I already know? Well, usually on art streams, I try to raid someone new. Oh. But I usually try to favor people who are doing pixel art. If not, then we go after someone we know. I don't see any pixel art, so let's see who is on today that I know. Let's see. Let's raid. Let's raid Ms. Mino. Haven't been there in forever. What? Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I really hope you had fun with me. I know I had fun with you. Yes, yes. Especially with all the booba launching. That was really fun. They are playing the Outlast Trials. They are streaming? Yeah, they're streaming. They're starting soon. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, everyone, once again, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Have a good day or night. Stay awesome. And remember, when in doubt, when you think you can't do it, focus your inner ninja. And sure you can. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good one. Bye. Bye-bye.